This is Opposite Attractions Season 4, Episode 9. A salute to all nations, but mostly Michigan.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, keep your arms, legs, and everything. All of it. Keep it all inside the vehicle at all times, because this here is Opposite Attractions. I am your host, Scottye Moore, joined as always by the littlest mouseketeer, Jimothy Murphy.
Hello. I am a toy.
And I am dressed like an adorable little unicorn because after I pitch my ride this week, I need people to not. I need them to have something adorable to look at and be like, oh, he's not that bad. He's a cute little unicorn boy. It's nothing. It's all fine. So we've had an eventful day, America, the world has. Because the day we recorded this, we unfortunately lost the great Stan Lee, the makers of things, the makers of a comic book character that inspired one of my favorite rides, which is the Spider-Man ride. I think Universal has the rights to Pokemon, so I guess it's relevant to bring up the Detective Pikachu trailer that dropped.
Yeah, I do think Universal has at least the rights enough where they're gonna that's probably gonna be a third of whatever their new theme park is.
Yeah. And then, of course, the new Toy Story 4 trailer is dropped, and I have yet to see it. I mean, I reached a point where I was just like, because this is also where the unicorn comes into play, when I have to admit, I haven't seen Toy Story 3 yet. I don't want to cry that hard, Jim. I don't want that in my life.
Yeah, it's not good. You will cry it's kind of like watching that first couple minutes of Up, but just on a loop.
Yeah. All right. So I thought it'd be fun. We've never done this on the show before, and we may get several copyright strikes for this. But why don't we do a live reaction from Scottye to the Toy Story 4 trailer?
Well, I don't know unless the music comes through the.
I mean, well, I'm gonna edit it into it, and so.
Okay.
And I recommend you do the same when you edit audio. Otherwise, it will just be me being like, oh, he's back. It's the Woodman. Look at the Woodman with Space Boy. They're here. All right. Okay, Jim, I have the trailer here. Got it prepped, ready, and play. Okay. Got some good music. Old Pixar logo there. Oh, this is... What the fuck? What the fuck? This is some weird, end of hair bullshit going on right now. Alright, we got the potato people. They're still here. There's the T-Rex man and the ham bone. Also, Alien and Slinky. They're all here. They're all here still, Jim. All of our friends. What? Okay. Wait, what the fuck? Jim, wait. Jim, was that a fork, man? What? That's it?
Yeah. You want to talk about this?
That's it? But what? Jim, what?
The plot of Toy Story 4 is apparently that their person that owns the toys takes a plastic fork and puts some stuff on it, and it becomes a toy, and I guess it becomes sentient.
And so it has this horrifying, realization of, why did God create me? Why am I here?
That's good for a toy kid movie.
Yeah, I know. I'm sitting here wait a minute. So this is just why was I brought to life? God, please save me. I'm an abomination of nature. Please, no one create me.
It opens up a very big load of questions for the Toy Story universe.
I mean, when's the moment gonna come where he has like his monologue about, yes, the dangers of being brought into this world, knowing that only I will die one day. I will die.
It's really just depressing that Bill Hicks died so long ago and cannot play this character.
Oh God, I'm a fork. It really does raise a lot of questions.
It is like if, I guess, a child says you're a toy, then suddenly you're just like, whoa, I'm alive.
You're like, I'm alive now. Because that was just like a plastic fork from the bin, and then just like, oh wait, no, now you're toy. You are sentient. I've given you life, my creature, and I'm never going to play with you again. Is it revealed who new Andy is?
I think they're with Bonnie.
Oh, it's Bonnie.
The kid from,
okay.
Yeah, you forgot you did not see the third movie, but no. Yeah, they do end up with another child.
Another child who apparently her max creativity is, if I can put some shit on a fork.
I think she's supposed to be like younger than Andy was in the first movie, so like 5, 6, 4 range.
Okay.
Somewhere in there. It just creeps me out. I have a lot of eyes in my office.
Yeah.
Of various toy-related things, and now they're just staring at me.
You're like, please get away. Oh no, the worst one is for me is my toy unicorn whiskey dispenser in front of me who's just staring at me like, why must I be this? Please, maker, why have you made me shit whiskey? Calm down, Becky, you're fine. Oh man,
the fork is named Forky.
Well, yeah, because she's a 4-year-old child, apparently, and is not creative, and is just like, this is Forky, the Forkmeister.
I'm glad she doesn't have any sort of weird speech impediment that would cause that word to come out any poorly.
Oh, no, but there will be jokes, Jim. You know the internet. Jokes will be...
Well, there's already Buzz and Woody. There might as well have a...
I mean, man, I'm now happy that I can finally just give up on Toy Story. Because I've felt bad about not seeing Toy Story 3, but I don't know if I'll see this, and I can guarantee I won't feel that bad if I miss Forky in theaters.
I mean, Pixar did, like, create a weird candy crying elephant thing and kill it off, so...
And it was sad. That was probably the saddest moment
like,
of that film.
The worst part's gonna be, like, when Bonnie's, like, mom, like, grabs the fork and, like, rips its face off and then uses it to, like, stir mashed potatoes.
Jim, did your mom take apart your... like, because that's an old nasty fork. She's like, we have nothing. I must make this.
Mom, please stop eating your soup with my He-Man arm, please.
He's got it in, like, his hand cupped, and like, delicious.
We can't afford plastic forks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now I'm happy that I can finally solidify my Disney hype film for next year, and it is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's Jungle Cruise.
Oh, I really thought you were going to say that they were going to make a Toy Story 5 where she gets a pet rock, and the rock is voiced by Dwayne Johnson.
And it doesn't move.
It doesn't move at all.
Once again, bringing this question of horrible sentience to life. I'm just like, why am I this? Why have I been born? Please, creator, kill me.
Oh, man,
kill
I wonder if Chia Pets would come alive.
Chia Pets... Man, actually, no. I like the idea. Chia Pet would come alive, but everyone makes fun of them for being bald. That's the first part. First part of the movie is that. Then at the end of the movie, it has like this luscious afro, and then it sings like a disco song, and that's what we go into credits with. Or even better, because I feel like
that'd be more of a DreamWorks thing, I think.
Look, don't spoil the plot of Trolls World Tour, Jim Murphy. So this is a show where we put off doing what we're supposed to do for roughly 10 minutes each episode because we're bad at it. And it is a show about creating theme parks, and we are rocking in the FreeWorld. We're building an American theme park, the one thing that Disney could never do correctly. And, of course, every single ride has to be themed after a state. We've been to Alabama, California, and now we're going to the greatest state in the USA, fucking Michigan. The state's so nice that it has 2 parts. So, please, I need your ride to be good, because mine may get us canceled. I know you can't cancel a podcast, really, but, like, I feel like the show will be canceled after I pitch mine.
So you want me to go first?
Yes.
Well, what I learned in doing some research was that while Michigan, the University of Michigan's mascot is the Wolverine, apparently there are not any Wolverines in Michigan, nor have there been for quite a while. So what I was thinking is that suddenly a Wolverine has shown back up in the state, and we have to hunt it down and kill it.
Okay. Thought you were gonna go to he's now named Bucky, and he's the official with Michigan fucking mascot, but no, we're gonna kill it.
Yeah, so this is essentially a Toy Story Mania type of an attraction. Where you are basically hunting down a Wolverine on, like, so it's big video screen sets with trees and through cities and stuff like that, and you're trying, and it's using various forms of subterfuge to try to get away, because obviously it does not want to die.
Yeah.
It's voiced by Terry Crews.
What?
Michigan's own Terry Crews.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
I'm
the
Wolverine,
first,
and I got power.
the first half of the attraction is literally like you're basically trying to catch it. A couple times you think you get it, but it turns out it's just like a fake like wooden cutout or a statue of a Wolverine, and then you get to a point where you basically have it trapped, and it explains that it wants to come. It doesn't want to die, and it kind of begs for its life, but then it basically causes you to want to turn on the people trying to hunt down the Wolverine. And so for the second half of the ride, as you go back toward the exit, you are helping the Wolverine beat the hunters.
Okay, good. So this is what I wanted.
So essentially, there are times when you're going through the first half of the ride where just randomly you start spinning, or like your gun doesn't work. And that's actually caused by people in the back half of the ride screwing with you that you cannot see. So you can't see them and they can't see you, but like if you do stuff on the other side. Now, like early in the morning, that it would kind of be like automated, and there would be times it's automated, but essentially that's what they're telling you that you're doing, is you're causing mayhem for the hunters.
Okay.
So it wouldn't exactly be 100% real. It could be a little messed with, but you would at least think back and say, oh, whenever I spun in like 6 circles and almost threw up, that was me over here doing this.
Okay, that's really cool. Now, I feel like there's something, the Wolverine needs something to pitch us, to turn us to his side. Like, I guess
he wants to kill Hugh Jackman.
Well, no, with me, I was, and I thought in the original he was supposed to be a rabid Wolverine, but I was told that pitch was dropped very quickly. But I like the idea that he's just like, I am a rare breed of Michigan Wolverine. We're the only ones and they're like fucking unicorns. He's like, I'm very rare and I have magic powers. Please, I'm the last of my kind. I'm trying to find my family. Please.
Yeah, I did want to do basically the ending of The Mummy, except instead of Brendan Fraser, it would be Hugh Jackman having his soul sucked out by the Wolverine.
This would have been a lot better if I had my cup of, I don't know, juice. What the fuck does Hugh Jackman drink? I don't think he drinks coffee. He's like, this messes with my voice too. Oh, wait, he's Australian. This messes my voice so much, I can't do it. It's garbage, I can't do this. So that's your ride. What's the
problem
name?
is Hugh Jackman wouldn't even be able to ride the ride because he's only like 4'2".
Yeah, he's a very tiny man.
I just called it the Wolverine. I didn't have anything very...
Okay, that's a cool name. Or maybe like the Michigan Wolverine. So that's your ride. Now, Jim... my ride. I wanted to celebrate Michigan. I wanted to start by celebrating Michigan's favorite boy, Michigan's favorite person,
Tom Selleck,
the best, a real child of Detroit,
Serena Williams.
Yeah. Well, let me just get into my pitch. So, the show building, much like all of my show buildings for my theme park rides, it's like an old juke joint kind of bar. There's signs for various beer companies, like in neon on the front. And when you go inside, it's kind of this rough and tough, I guess all my rides start off in, shit, what's the movie? The double douche movie.
What, Roadhouse? I don't know.
Roadhouse. Yeah, they all start off in, like, Roadhouse. All my rides have this season. You find there's, like, these bouncers that literally have to have mullet hair, like Patrick Swayze. And as you go through, you see these historical milestones in the world of rednecks. There's mullets. There's, like, plaid shirts with the sleeves torn off. And then, there's also the band Warrant. Like, they're there in a glass case.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, my favorite thing is the fact that Warrant's actually part of the bar, so, like, every 60 minutes or so, you can gather around and see people feed Warrant. Like, they come in with, like, a plate of food and slide it to Warrant, and they're like...
You put a quarter in a little tiny vending machine, and little pebbles of cherry pie come out.
Yes, exactly. They feed them cherry pie. So now as you go through the line, like this kind of, it's like country, but rock and roll, also like a little bit of hip hop. It's blasting through the speakers. And then finally, your tour guide appears on screen to give you the safety spiel, kind of explain what the ride is. And the music kind of starts cranking up, and then you hear, "It's Kid Rock! Yo, that's right, it's Kid Rock, you know who the fuck I am. Just a bad motherfucker in the free world, man. Has some whiskey, some bourbon, a meeting with Trump. Now it's time to set it up. Yeah, it's time to have fun. Yeah, keep your arms and legs inside the ride. No phones or selfie sticks allowed inside. Yo, pregnant women, you know they love the rock, but the only ride they getting is on top of mine." And then that's when you get into the ride vehicle, which is shaped like a giant fedora. And
Oh, Jesus.
and it's called the Kid Rock's BawitaBlast, and it takes you deep inside the mind of Kid Rock. It's set to his music, but it's not, Jim, I don't want to get it twisted. This is not like an Aerosmith rock and roller coaster kind of ride. Kid's a gentle heart. So this is more like a journey into imagination with a tiny Kid Rock called the Fairy Rock, who just kind of jumps around. And it's showing you how Fairy Rock uses his powers to rockify the world. And the first room you go into is kind of like, it's like a school, and the music cranks up a little bit more, and then Kid just, "Yo, ladies and gentlemen, just the other day, the kid saw a school and he said, no way, school's for losers, you know it ain't my scene, so I made the teachers strippers, now they make that green." And then Fairy Rock goes over. Also, this is going to be a very expensive ride because animatronics cannot do what I need them to. Because it's gonna be the teacher, and she's teaching like basic math, and then the tiny Fairy Rock buzzes overhead, and Fairy Dust hits her, and then she like strips off her top and starts dancing on a stripper pole that comes out of the center of the ground. Then after that, you start to move out of that room and into another room where it kind of looks like a convenience store or like a Walmart kind of area. And then Kid cranks back up. "Yo, later that day, the kid stood in line, waiting at the Walmart, losing my mind. So I thought, man, yo, fuck this shit. So I pulled out my gun and it began to spit." And now this is a fairly graphic scene for a theme park ride. You see Kid Rock, he's waiting in line at Walmart. He's got his cart, which of course has bourbon, rubbers, a few Maxims, and surprisingly cocaine. I didn't know you could get that at the Walmart, but who knows? It's Detroit. But then after a long amount of waiting, and as the song hits it, he pulls out a gun, also a cigarette, and he just starts going crazy, mowing people down. There's screams. I'm sorry. And then almost as if the ride knows you shouldn't be seeing this, it quickly zips into the next room, where you see a very familiar space, a space that I think all of us as Americans, we would know of. And, well, I'll let Kid explain. But you know the real problem with this American country? Shitty politicians that leaving us hungry, so we need a man, fuck that, we need a friend. A real motherfucker making it great again. And now this is, surprisingly, Jim, the gun scene is not the most booed scene in this entire ride. It's actually this one where Fairy Rock comes in and boots an animatronic Obama out of the Oval Office only for Donald Trump to come in and sit down. And Kid Rock is just like, tax policies, breaking it down for the elite motherfuckers, like he's doing rhymes about Trump. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is...
I don't know if you do.
This is offensive. I hate it. How dare you put something like this in a ride? And I know that we'll have people on the ride who hate this and they don't want to be there. So that's why our Imagineers decided to put in a quick failsafe, depending on rider response. So we will need somebody watching the riders. And if they're fine with it, it just takes off, goes to the normal exit. But if they begin booing and really not liking this, we know they don't need to keep going. So it becomes an omni-mover of sorts. And it immediately takes you to the California Pavilion, because we're like, whoa, hold on, we need you there. But if you do decide to go to the end of the ride, you're spit back out into that bar with, like, the classy boys with mullets. Locally sourced country hip-hop artists are just spitting it on the stage and also getting into bar fights occasionally. In addition to all of this, you can also purchase numerous Kid Rock CDs, vinyls, BawitaBlast merchandise from our lovely teenager staff who, let me tell you something, this kid's fantastic. He's getting really ahead of the game, only 16, and he's already starting his first meth habit. And so, I really think this boy's gonna go somewhere. So that's Kid Rock's BawitaBlast. Actually, hold on. You want me to just give it a pause? That way you can edit out that whole part of the show? Because I'm fine with that. I can just, like, give you some...
I want people to have their picture taken on this ride.
At the point where Donald Trump comes in, so you either have people
any
who are
place, and just because I want to have Sheryl Crow somewhere in the ride singing.
No, that's the moment. That's the moment. The picture. I took your picture today. I don't know where you been. I don't know why I ever made a song with Kid Rock. I like the idea of it happening when the Trump animatronic comes out, so you can have a varied amount of response across the pictures. You're gonna have people like, some people who are like, yeah, and then a lot of people who are just angrily staring forward. Just like, Except their picture would have to be picked up at the California Pavilion, as we stated earlier.
Right next to the weed dispensary.
Yeah. They're just like, wait, guys, we need some of this, man. It's not gonna turn out too well.
If you ride this ride, they automatically give you a prescription at the other place.
Yeah, they're just like, you get in the line for the other ride, they're like, what's wrong with you today? Just fucking rode the Kid Rock ride.
Michigan.
I just came from Michigan. They're like, oh, hold on, sir, let me write you something out for that. So any more questions?
You get a fast pass to the front of this ride.
So any more questions? Because I feel like I have crafted the most perfect theme park ride in existence.
That was something.
I don't know what it is about this season where I just decided to go. I thought the season where I had my own theme park that I could do whatever with would be the one where Scottye gets buck wild. But no, this is the one where I made Mothman's cocaine party and Kid Rock offending the nation.
I do like the idea of you having to hire people. You have to hire women, and they're like, well, your job is going to be to stand in this ride, and when glitter falls on you, you have to start stripping. But first you have to dress as a teacher.
Yeah, they're like, okay, well, how fast do I have to change it back on? Oh, it constantly moves, ma'am. You have to work very fast.
Like, if this was 25 years ago or 35 years ago, this would be like the Van Halen blast ride.
The Van Halen experience. Well, see, I don't know. I feel like the biggest part of this attraction will be getting to see Warrant get fed. I really think that's where people come in for, and they're like, oh, there's also, it's kind of like
there's a chicken exit next to the Warrant feeding.
It's like the Mexico pavilion where you get like drunk off margaritas and you're like, I want to ride something, and oh cool, Los Tres Caballeros is here. Let me ride that one. That's what this one's gonna be like. Is the main attraction is really getting to go hang out in this cool bar and watch Warrant get fed random chicken nuggets.
No one in the history of theme park visiting has ever said the phrase, oh cool, Los Tres Caballeros is here. It's never happened ever.
Look, we discussed the fact that was my girlfriend's first ever Disney park ride. And
this is literally like saying, oh, fucking sweet guys living with the land.
No, yeah, you go into the land and you get like a Smucker's Uncrustable or whatever the fuck it is you sell.
I forgot they sell those.
Yeah, then you look up and you're like, Soren, I don't know how I feel about that. Oh fuck, living with the land, hell yes, dude.
That's really saying something, that you can go to Disney and you can get like a steak for like $300, or you can get bread with the crust cut off and peanut butter and jelly in the middle.
Form fit together through some weird process. I still love this
and it's still like $8.
Yeah, I still love this picture we're painting of the garbage person who just doesn't understand the best things it is. Like, I like to think one day he was like, man, I really enjoy these shows where I don't really have to experience anything and just kind of chill and watch something. But the problem is all the sitting. Oh, Canada's here. Let's go to that one.
All I do is go to the Magic Kingdom and ride the Speedway over and over and over.
Yeah. No. I ride the People Mover over and over.
Hey, shut up about the People Mover. How dare you?
The only ride at Disney World to give me a small anxiety attack, the People Mover.
It's out of this world.
Have we discussed that show, that moment yet where, like, because this was my first time at Disney, and before I knew, like, how I was on roller coasters, and your boy don't like the darkness, and so that part of the People Mover where it takes you into Spaceship Earth, and then you look over, and there's just
you in Spaceship
galaxy.
Earth. It rides you down to Epcot and throws you into Spaceship Earth.
I'm sorry, fucking... The Ric
Flair, too much of the unicorn in you.
No, just that moment where it's like pure darkness, then you look over and it's just like Satan's face as a galaxy staring at you.
Oh, you went there in October, didn't you?
Yeah, and I'm just sitting there like, no, hell no, this is bullshit.
I don't know if they do that anymore even. I don't know if they did that this year.
Yeah. It was...
I think any face on that wall would be bad.
Yeah.
Like, it could be like Santa's face, and you'd be like, yeah, that's pretty bad. I need to get out of here.
That was also the same trip where I saw for the first time and last time, Canada. Because I was like, man, we've been walking for a while. I'm real tired. Let's just do a show. And then we get in there. Where the fuck are the chairs? Surely this is just like the area before the actual show, right? No, this is the show. Mm-mm.
It's that you did see the Martin Short version, correct?
Yes, of course I did.
Okay, because the old one was quite a thing.
Oh no, I still love the last time me and Emily went by Canada, and I went, fuck that place. What?
Well, there's also one in France, and there's also one in China.
Do you stand for those as well?
Yes, they have. Wait, one of them might have sitting, but I don't think so.
Yeah,
because I think they're all like 360 screen or 270 screens. So they want you to be able to look around.
Yeah, your boy said no, hell no to that, including Emily being like, "Why fuck Canada?" I'm like, "Because you have to stand." This is garbage.
I think it was Canada's, or I don't think I've even seen the new one. But there's parts where you go over the mountains, and so you're holding that bar, and you're standing up, and it does feel like you're kind of going like this, and you're leaning, because it has that IMAX effect where you feel like the floor's moving.
Oh, yeah.
And so that made me kind of ill, a little.
You know, Jim, these past 2 weeks have made me realize we need to really start pushing, coming up with more ride ideas, because this is the second. Oh, there it is, the 30-minute mark we had to vamp towards. Yay! BawitaBlast, bang, diggy, 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 send the boogie, set up, jump the boogie. All right, so since you...
I don't know if Walmart's going to give us the theme park rights to their store.
No, Walmart's just...
Kmart probably would.
No, Walmart's the one that lost the bidding war, because essentially we sent Kid Rock to multiple locations saying, I'm going to shit-talk your place and say I've shot it up. Whoever bids the lowest will in fact lose and be put in this ride. It's a real
I do think then that definitely Kmart would bid a 0.
Kmart, and then he's just like, I appreciate that, Kmart. Me and you were in this together. When I starred in Larry the Cable Guy Health Inspector, look, sit down, Mr. Kmart. Let's talk for a few. Man, I'm mad I didn't include any Larry the Cable Guy Health Inspector jokes in there. I had to wait till the very end to throw one in. But you picked, of course, the great state of Michigan this week. It took me a while. But like I said last time...
I really did think of you were going to walk into an M&M attraction there for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And then you switched it up at the last second.
But, like I said last time, there is a state I wanted to do before this season ended, because we've done the one state I've lived in my whole life, Alabama, but Jim, I have lived somewhere else. Somewhere buck fucking wild, and that I can make a ridiculous ride with. And it's the great state where all theme parks come from. It's Florida.
Oh, man, I really was trying to stay away from Florida.
I call dibs on the Florida Man ride. Florida Man ride. The first ever ride that injects meth straight into your veins. It's the Florida Man ride. The ride
Is that a teaser?
The ride vehicle is shaped like a John Deere tractor. No, not even tractor. Lawnmower. So that's your challenge for next week, Jim. We're gonna kill it. Where can they find you on the internet?
I'm on Twitter at apparently smart. I apologize for that, I think.
And I apologize for everything. You can find me on Twitter at Scottye. Send your displeasure to at ScottyMo, SCOTTYEMO. Make sure to buy all my books on Amazon, the Queasel Corp Trilogy, BS versus the Gods. And if you want an audiobook copy of any of those, you can find them on Audible. Just go to audibletrial.com/BS Network. Get you a free 30-day trial of Audible. It's got hundreds of thousands of audiobooks to choose from, including mine, so make sure to support us there, or support us by picking up some merch at merch.aloadofpurebs.com, or donating to our Patreon. Patreon.com/aloadofbs has lovely perks for you, access to our exclusive Discord where we all hang out, and then, of course, you get shouted out on the show of your choice every single week, and all the other shows. Guys, all the other shows have patrons, but we don't. We need patrons. Mars needs patrons.
Oh, no.
So check that out. Check out all the other shows at aloadofpurebs.com, and check out all the older seasons at opposite-attractions.com. But until next time, remember you can find Jim and me on Twitter at OpAtShow. That's spelled OPPATTSHOW. Are you down with OPP?